Professor BlackOps, Cybersecurity for the People. As you can see on the article, must-love programming language Rust sparks privacy concern. I also looked up that a couple CVEs with vulnerabilities. What languages you use obviously plays a part in how secure your application is. So let's get at it. Rust developers have repeatedly raised concern about unaddressed privacy issues over the last few years. Rust has rapidly gained momentum among developers for its focus on performance, safety, safe concurrency, and for having a similar syntax to C++. However, for the longest time, developers have been bothered by their production build leaking potentially sensitive debug information. So I'm going to read that once again. However, for the longest time, developers have been bothered by their production builds leaking potential sensitive debug information. Rust compiled binaries retain username and home directory paths. In early 2017, a Rust developer found an issue on the Rust Lang GitHub asking, how can I stop the heuristic C from including system-specific information such as absolute file paths of the source it's compiled from and the binaries it generated? So if you can see the absolute paths, right, that shows you a way to actually attack that system. Developers shared some examples of the paths retained in the production build. So that shows you probably the name, the home, where it's actually going. These absolute path names reveal developer's system username and the overall structure of directories, including the home directory. They further expressed in the same thread, if it helps, you can include user ID in this. This violates GDPR, so this should be addressed by the Rust team, aka the development team that created Rust. This person believes it violated GDPR. In 2020, people care about privacy, and this can be a put off like Rust Lang in book A47, where the people actively worked away from the project due to disrespect of user privacy, said the developer, referring to the Rust project called MDB book. On first glance, this leak of username and absolute path may seem trivial to a reader. However, over the years, many more developers were left surprised to notice such things being included, not just in their build, but their production Rust build as well, and push for a change. Bleeping Computer's reader also have reached out to us on more than one occasion, sharing their thoughts on the issue. Since the Rust project at this time did not fix these issues, some workaround was proposed by the community members, such as using abort upon panic option, but unfortunately none of these worked. I tried to turn on abort for panic and release the profile. Even though this resulted in a smaller binary size, it did not wipe out source file names from the binary. Other proposed workarounds including varying parameters like system time, username, time zone, local host name, and so on. Interestingly, despite being a privacy risk, the inadvertent inclusion of metadata such as absolute path may aid computer forensic experts, and then law enforcement has a path that could reveal system username. Of course, any developer who is aware of this issue can trivially build their Rust applications inside of a container using a pseudo username to minimize the impact of the issues. This issue is revived after 4 years. The Rust team declared that this is a bug. This week, a pseudo-named developer reached out to the Bleeping Computer to reiterate this concern with this issue. The developer filed yet another issue titled Registry Path Hard-Coded in a Binary on the Rust Project GitHub, centering attention back toward this problem. The Rust Lang looks to leak sensitive information unnecessarily and compile binaries such as system path and username. This happens in the release production mode, not just debug. There's no way to remove the info with the existing tools. People have reported this issue, but no action or communication from the Rust team. Developers also stated that it remains unknown how many developers shipping Rust applications are likely unaware that their application are revealing their system paths and their username. So a lot of developers, like I said, might be surprised that they're actually leaking sensitive information. And the one person said it's in violation of GDPR, so that actually could get you a fine. Thanks for reporting. It looks like you found several other issues related to this, so I'm unclear if the issue is covering anything new. It seems like number 505 covers dealing with the remapping. Can you clarify what's different here? Although at this time it is not known how or when the Rust team plans on resolving this issue, this increased pressure from the development community seems to be steering Rust maintainers into an actionable direction. But if you're a viable programming language, they should actually fix those pretty quickly. And that one bug that says it's been out there for years. So how seriously is the Rust team thinking about security? Once again, Professor Black Ops, Cybersecurity for the people. Please subscribe.